I was gonna do some kind of thing at the beginning where you can see two of me and three of me and like a bunch of other me's as if I were Split, but I'm not gonna do that. So Split is directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and if you're aware of M. Night Shyamalan's career at all, it kind of went like this, and then like this. And Split here is kind of him coming back on the rise a bit. This movie's not bad at all. The movie stars James McAvoy, Haley Lou Richardson, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jessica Sulu, and Betty Buckley. So the story is essentially these three young girls get kidnapped by James McAvoy's character, and he's diagnosed with split personality, and he's got 23 different people living inside his head. And you get to see him play all these very distinct and unique characters in the movie. It's really interesting when they start talking about how the body decides which personality comes forward and you're speaking with at the time. They describe it as like all the personalities are sitting around in a chair and they each have to wait their turn to stand up and what they call take the light by going out into the body and taking over the body. And I thought that was really interesting and a cool way to think about it. And a lot of the movie is like this. It brings up a lot of really interesting ideas and for the most part carries them out extremely well and demonstrates you something that is kind of unique and that you haven't really seen before. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about James McAvoy's performance as Kevin, or as Barry, or as Dennis, or as Hedwig, or as any of the other of the personalities that he performs in this movie. He does it extremely well. My favorite of the personalities is the 9-year-old Hedwig, who just like wears his sweater and his big shoes and doesn't tie them, and likes to use the word etc., and just walks around just being his 9-year-old kid. I thought he played it really well, and I had a lot of fun when that character was on screen. And then he turns on a dime, and then all of a sudden he's Dennis, who is a little more menacing and more serious and to the point, and has OCD and like needs everything to be clean and perfect. So like everything just like turns around right on an instant with his performance, and I think that's incredible. If you thought Andy Serkis did a great job playing Gollum, which is only 2 personalities, wait until you see James McAvoy in this movie. He really does a great job of portraying all the different people. And his performances are so good, it's essentially what carries the movie. And anytime he's not in a scene, you're kind of just waiting like, hey, let me see him again. I want to see more of his different personalities. I want to see more of what he's able to do with this character. Anya Taylor-Joy plays the other main character, and even though she is given like the most backstory, she doesn't say a lot. Her character does a lot of staring through her massive eyes. And when she says things, they're kind of negative. She's a character that kind of almost brings you down a little bit. But when you find out more about her backstory later in the movie, it totally makes sense why she says the things that she does, why she does the things that she does. And I thought her character was played out pretty well. I've only seen Haley Lou Richardson in one other movie, and that was a few months ago in The Edge of 17. Now, I thought she was really good in that movie, and she did a lot with what she was given. But in this movie, she's pretty much just the attractive young girl who's scared that she's kidnapped. I kind of wanted more from her, but then I understand that later in the movie, like, she's not one of the main characters, so they don't focus on her as much, and I understand that, and I just kind of would have liked to see her do more because I know she's capable of more. Betty Buckley plays James McAvoy's doctor, and she's been studying him and working with him as his patient for many, many years, and she knows all the different personalities. I thought she performed very well in this movie. She comes off as intelligent and smarter than everybody else because she's a doctor, and methodical and calm and nurturing at the same time because she has to be very caring towards Kevin because of all the different personalities. He's kind of unstable. I liked her character. I liked the arc that her character had in the movie. I thought that worked out well. Now, for the negatives I have with this movie, it's mostly with just the way the story goes. The way the movie was advertised and the way everything looked like it was playing out, I thought it was going to go in a different direction, and it kind of only half got me there. Granted, I liked everything that I had seen before then, but at the end, it just kind of fell flat almost for me. It didn't quite work. I saw all these reviews and stuff online of people talking like, oh, Split's amazing. Oh, it's going to blow your mind. You're going to think of the entire movie differently after you've seen the ending. And that didn't really happen for me. And it's not that I don't understand what happened. I know and I get it. It just wasn't as shattering a twist as I was expecting or as I was wanting. I liked the ending, it was fine. It just ended up being a little lackluster for me, and I was wanting just more from it. The other negative are the 2 girls who don't really have story arcs and don't really have much to do other than be scared. And that's kind of normal for the horror thriller genre. So I liked Split. I thought it was a good movie. but it didn't give me all that I was wanting out of it. I was expecting a little bit more, and at the end of the day, Split is only just okay. I know I'm in the minority on not thinking that this movie's absolutely fantastic, but I did like it. I thought it was good. I just didn't love it. It just didn't quite do it for me. So if you liked it, that's great. I'm happy for you. Thanks for checking out my review. You can comment below. Let me know what you thought of Split. Let me know what you thought of this review. Give me a subscription if you haven't done so already. If you've got nothing else to do, go watch more movies.